Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from Grady Tech, and in this video I'll be unboxing the Redmi 8A. Now this is the iteration or the upgrade for the Redmi 7A, which was launched less than 6 months ago, and it has brought in a lot of cool new stuff. So without any further delays, let's get on with the unboxing. Oh, by the way guys, this phone is available in two variants. Base variant is priced at 6,500 rupees for 2GB of RAM and 32GB of storage. Next variant is priced at 7,000 rupees for 3GB of RAM and 32GB of storage. You can buy it both online and offline. In fact, I couldn't buy it online. I had to purchase it in an MI store. And because of the festival season, I also got a 10% cashback from HDFC Bank. So if you're looking to buy this phone, you can get it in a retail store. Now, let's get on with the unboxing. So guys, here's the box. On the front, we have a quick preview of how the phone looks with the most highlighting feature, that's the 5000 mAh battery. They're also boasting about the Qualcomm octa-core processor, and at the bottom we have the phone's name, that's Redmi 8A. Now on the left side and on the right side we have the phone's name once again. On the back we have the most highlighting features followed by the specifications, IMEI number, and it even says made in India. I'll talk more about the specifications in a second, so for now, let's just get on with the unboxing. By the way guys, I purchased this in retail MI store, so you can buy it there as well. It's far more convenient than waiting for the sale on mi.com. So guys, once we open the box, we have a cardboard box at the top, which probably has some card ejector and some documentation. So first we have the user guide, and that's probably followed by warranty notice. That's all. Next we have the phone itself in a plastic cover. This is the sunset red. I'll come back to it in a second. Next we have the 10-watt power adapter. By the way, this phone supports fast charging but doesn't come with a fast charger inside the box. You can get a Qualcomm certified quick charger from Xiaomi for around 500 rupees. You can get that to charge your phone faster. Anyway, this is just a regular 10 watts power adapter. Next we have a USB Type-C charging cable. That's a first time on a Redmi phone in this price segment. So guys, that's all we get inside the box. Now let me just put all these things aside and come back to the phone. Now let me just remove these stickers. We just have information about the SIM card and IMEI number stickers. So guys, this is how the phone looks on the back, and this is how it looks on the front. We do get a sticker. Let me just remove that as well. So this is how the phone looks on the front. I guess this is the first time I'm seeing a Redmi branding on the front, so that's kind of annoying. Anyway, first let's have a quick physical overview and then check out the complete specification. On the back, this phone has a plastic back panel and it has a nice texture to it. At the center, it's completely plain. It has a cool look to it, especially because of this gradient color, and definitely looks way better than the Redmi 7A. Now at the center, we have the camera module with just a single camera and a single LED flash, followed by the Redmi branding, and at the bottom, it says designed by Xiaomi. Now on the front, you get that massive display with the dot notch or the dewdrop notch, protected by a 2.5D curved Corning Gorilla Glass 5. There's no screen guard or any kind of screen protector right out of the box, like the ones we see with Oppo, Realme and Vivo phones. Now inside the notch we have the front camera, and above the camera we have the earpiece. Below the display it's completely plain. We have just the Redmi branding, and the chin is pretty huge. Considering the price, that's negligible. Now for the sides, on the right side it has a power and volume buttons made of plastic. They're sufficiently elevated and have a nice clicky feel to them. At the top we have the secondary microphone for noise cancellation. On the left side it has a SIM card tray housing 2 nano SIM slots along with a dedicated SD card slot. Finally, at the bottom, it has a 3.5mm audio jack followed by primary microphone, USB Type-C charging port and the mono speaker. Now this phone has a thickness of 9.4mm and weighs 188 grams. Now in terms of thickness, it is slightly thinner than Redmi 7A. In terms of weight, it's kinda heavy, but considering a 5000 mAh battery, that's also pretty good. By the way, these are the SAR values. So guys, now let's look at the complete specifications. On the rear, it has a single 12MP camera with f1.8 aperture and Sony IMX363 sensor. For selfies, it has an 8MP camera with f2.0 aperture. On the front, it has a 6.22-inch IPS display with HD+ resolution with 19:9 aspect ratio. Because of the bigger bezels all around, it has 81.3% screen-to-body ratio. Under the hood, it sports a Snapdragon 439 processor with Adreno 505 GPU, just like the Redmi 7A. Finally, powering all this is a massive 5000 mAh battery that supports fast charging up to 18 watts. But inside the box, we just got a 10-watt power adapter. So guys, those were the specifications. Now let me turn on the phone and set it up and come back to you in a second. So guys, this is how the phone looks once we turn it on. This is your default launcher, default home screen, and these are all the apps that come pre-installed. Just like on previous Redmi phones, there are still ads on this phone and there is a bit of bloatware as well. So these are all the apps that come pre-installed, and if you don't use any of them, just uninstall them as soon as possible, as they might affect your battery life and overall performance. Now let's check out the storage information. I have the base variant with 2GB of RAM and 32GB of storage, and out of that 32GB of space, we get about 20.5GB of space for our user apps and user data. And out of that 2GB of RAM, we have about 875MB of RAM free right out of the box. Now let's check out the about page. This phone is running MIUI version 10.3.1 based on Android 9, that's Android Pie, with a good security patch. That's pretty good. Now let's check out the camera interface. By the way guys, this rear camera used on this phone is the same camera seen on the Redmi Note 6 Pro and the Vivo Nex. So the rear camera performance of this phone should be pretty good. Can't compare it with the Redmi 7A though, because even that phone had a pretty good rear camera. Now this is the interface. It looks pretty similar to all the previous Redmi phones. You also have this AI mode button at the top, so that's AI camera mode. Now on the right side we have portrait mode. This phone takes a portrait mode by using some software processing, so edge detection wouldn't be that great. I'll show you sample shots later. Next we have Pro mode, which is pretty good to see in a budget phone or an entry level phone. Now for video recording, we have a toggle over here, and this phone supports maximum of 1080p resolution at 30fps, and there's no stabilization. That's to be expected. Now this is the interface for the front camera, and initial impressions, it looks kinda okay. Not impressive, but kinda okay for the price and an entry level phone. Next we have the portrait mode, and for video recording, once again we can record video at a maximum of 1080p at 30fps. So there we go. So guys, this is the camera interface, and now these are some sample pictures taken with the front and rear cameras. Now let's check the speaker loudness. So guys, speaker on this phone is pretty loud. It's good enough for media consumption, ringtones and alarms. In fact, I was surprised to see the loudness. Initially I thought speaker loudness wasn't that great, but later it proved me wrong. Anyway, speakers are pretty good. Now let's test the face unlock feature. By the way, this phone doesn't have a fingerprint scanner, so if you want a convenient way to unlock your phone, you have to use face unlock feature. And now here we go. Face unlock seems to be working pretty well in good lighting conditions. It works, it is kind of fast but not super fast like the Oppo and Vivo phones. Here we go once again. In good lighting conditions, it is pretty usable. Now let me turn off the lights and see if it works. Now this is a low lighting condition, and even in low lighting conditions, it is working pretty quickly. It is usable. Now I'm going to test it in complete darkness. And surprisingly, even in complete darkness, it does work. Probably has to do something with the lock screen wallpaper. Anyway guys, even in complete darkness, it is working. It's not fast, but it is definitely usable, especially because there's no fingerprint scanner. Now this phone has a few new things. It comes with MI Pay right out of the box, which also has UPI mode of payment. It also has MI Credit app. I don't know what it does, but probably gives you some loan. Anyway, next we also have digital well-being integrated into Xiaomi's MIUI finally. So you can find it over here, digital well-being. And using this, you can track your usage on your phone, and you also get this feature called wind down, which can help you sleep faster at night. And this phone probably has dark mode as well. Let me just check that. And yes, we also have the dark mode. So just enable it and you get a much cooler looking phone. All the UI elements change to black. It'll help you save some battery. It'll look cooler and strains your eyes less at night. Now the final thing to do on your phone would be to enable gestures. Let me do that from the full screen display settings. Over here, select full screen gestures. And now navigation bar is completely hidden and we can use gestures. If you want to go back a step, you can swipe from the left side or right side and you'll go back a step. To go home, you can swipe from the bottom. And for recent tabs, you can swipe and hold. And finally, if you enable this particular toggle, you can switch between the current application and previous application by swiping from the sides and holding, just like that. So that's quick switch. So these are the full screen gestures that are available on all the Xiaomi phones, and I would definitely recommend you to try them out. Now let's see if this phone actually supports fast charging or not. I'm going to try it with an 18-watt fast charger from Xiaomi. And here we go. And it says charging fast. So guys, this phone does support fast charging, and if you can get a fast charger, you can charge your phone much faster. Now before I conclude, these are the Antutu and Geekbench scores. So guys, this is the Redmi 8A. Honestly, I was really surprised with this back panel. It looks pretty cool and definitely way better than the Redmi 7A. Now for a very quick comparison with the Redmi 7A, this Redmi 8A has a better back, better looking back at least. It looks pretty cool. On the front, you're getting a pretty big display with a dot notch. Redmi 7A had a pretty old boring design, while this one at least looks pretty decent. Both phones use the same Snapdragon 439 processor, so there's no improvement over there. But when it comes to cameras, rear camera has changed. I don't know if it's better or not, but camera on this phone is still pretty good, and even the front camera has improved. So this phone is definitely a pretty good upgrade when you compare it with the Redmi 7A. And did I mention this phone also has a 5000 mAh battery, supports fast charging at just 6,500 rupees. So that's a pretty good thing. So guys, at 6,500 rupees, I can definitely recommend you this phone. I still wish it had a fingerprint scanner though, but still at 6,500 rupees, it is offering a pretty good package, especially if you want better battery life. So guys, what do you think about this phone? Do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It always helps the channel. If you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from Greedy Tech signing off. Have a nice day.